Alright, we are back with Fallout 76 today, and I want to show you a little thing that I've been working on, and I was inspired last night while working in the camp build menu with the survival tent. I was inspired by my good friends Mr. K. Dilkington and JJ, or Jordan, you guys know who you are. This survival tent was an issue as to where you can place things inside it. As you can see, it's kind of bare bones inside the camp version, not the actual survival tent version. There's nothing in the cabinets area, besides obviously if you were to go into build menu, you can put stuff like a bed up there or even floor decoration, but it's not really what you get if you were to get the survival tent, which I'll show you in the seasons here. If we scroll all the way down to the final page, just before the bonuses, we've got the Vintage Camper Survival Tent. Now if we inspect that, we look past all the pages and we get to this one here, and you can see the Tinker's Workbench is just phased inside the cabinets. It looks really good, and there's a lot of other things in the tent that you don't usually get with the camp one, which is that bed there, and all these other things that you can just merge in, and there wasn't really any way to merge stuff into these. Burning the camper down doesn't seem to work. It only creates more issues. Using the old springboard trap glitch does not work either, and drop merging or rise merging doesn't really work either. So we're really limited here as to what we were doing, but Mr. Church came to our saviour to show us a way to do it recently. He did a video on a special little item in the season or scoreboard. It is the thrasher egg. Now this thing is awesome for building at camps, specifically for the fact that it is basically an item that you can place any object on, such as what I've got here, the Tinker's Workbench, and when you shoot it, it breaks down the egg. As you can see, I don't know why it didn't destroy it after a few shots, but anyway, it deletes the Tinker's Workbench whilst keeping the egg still there, and basically you can move anything on top of it, and then all you have to do is fix the egg, and it will put whatever item that you had above it inside whatever item that you're trying to phase it into. So before I go ahead and do that, I just want to say that Mr. Church is awesome, and you should really watch his video on this subject. So I'll put that down in the description just to make sure that you guys can find that if you need it. But we're going to start anyway. So basically I've already lined up what I wanted to do, which is the Tinker's Workbench and the camper. And basically all we're going to do, and before I do that I'm going to get my character stationed up near the workshop. If there's another way to do this where you repair structures without actually having to go to this, I'd love to know, but because we can use free cam, we don't actually need to be over here when we do it. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to phase things into this camper in your build menu at any workshop. So to start off, I always like to line up stuff that I'm phasing in as far as I can before I do anything. So starting here, we're going to line the camper up with the Tinker's Workbench, and essentially where we have it now is where it's going to sit in here, and the egg, funnily enough, is actually at the perfect height to where the top of the workbench is just phased directly into the cabinets here. So you can get the camper exactly the same if you wanted to, exactly the same height, lining and everything, so that's all good. And from here we can actually just take some pot shots at the egg, and as you can see we've blown it up, and now we go back into the build menu, and all we got to do is line up our build, and all we have to do is pick up the tent and drag it slightly back, and you want to look where the egg is. Now from experience doing this, the egg should be around about, see this little curve here, that goes about to where the egg is, you want the egg sort of in the middle of that area to line up the Tinker's Workbench where you want it. So just keep grabbing it and dragging it. You can even just pick it up and place it, and it pretty much drags it to where you kind of want it to be. So just keep doing that. I think that would be it. Almost there, I reckon. One more and it would do. Actually, I'm going to try that out anyway. So now that we've got the egg in line with the tent, we'll just go back to our workshop, repair it, and we can go into build menu to check manually. And if we see, we've got the, yep, look at that, it's exactly in line with the end of the camper cabinets. And if we want to do some further testing just to make sure, and if you've got a little bit of OCD, self-diagnosed OCD over here, you go up to the Tinker's Workbench and you just start crafting. And if your legs phase into the cabinet, which they currently are not doing, then the Tinker's Workbench is exactly where it needs to be inside the survival tent. So if you want to take it one step further, and this is the best part about this, is it is actually very good at saving budget. And when I say saving budget, you don't need the egg when you blueprint. So if I go to the camper and I hold down the blueprint, we activate the blueprint mode, and then we just go inside, we select the Tinker's Workbench. See how it went a little bit light grey-ish, but the egg is not highlighted at the moment. So if we just go and we'll create a blueprint, let's just do, I'll just call it that, why not, it's the same thing. And basically once we've done the survival tent blueprint, we go over here and we scroll down, we find our tent, which is what we called it here, perfection. And if you see what I've done here, you can actually place the tent, and voila, the Tinker's Workbench is exactly where it was. And look at this, no egg. So you've saved yourself a little bit of budget by getting rid of the egg, and it can still place down. So that's the beauty of this whole tent and the thrasher egg. It can do a lot of things that all the other small like workshop and camp glitches could have done before, but it just makes it so much easier because you as a character can actually get rid of any of the items really quickly by yourself without using a flamethrower trap or anything. You can just break the egg by yourself, and it makes everything that you want to phase in disappear. So again, I'd just like to say a good thank you to Mr. K. Dilkington and my friend JJ. These guys pretty much inspired me to start trying to do this. I haven't seen a video on anyone doing a on the camper yet, like trying to phase things into it. So I thought I'd just start off the ball and get it going. Hopefully anyone else that sees this video will attempt to try a little further, because this has got so much potential now that we've figured out how to actually phase stuff in. I'm sure it was figured out before, but like I said before, we just wanted to experiment, and making prefabs in camps a little easier to build inside is always the way to go. While I'm here, I want to just test out for my own acknowledgement. I want to see what we can do here with the crafting. We got the cooking stove here. So again, I'll just show you the process of how I did it. We line up our tent where we want it. So it'll be about well, that body's in the way, so I think we have to move it all the way back here first, and then we'll move the egg here, and I'll just put it probably about here. Make sure it's lined up with the tent, and if it's not, you just got to give it a bit of a nudge to the right like that, maybe a little bit more, get it a bit straight like that. Cool. And now we'll destroy it. So I'm just going to show you again the process. You just break the egg, go into build mode, the egg's there relatively, so you just pick up the camper, drag it along, and possibly here will do. Maybe a bit far forward there, so I might move it back a bit. Possibly here. Ooh. I might try there. Alright, so then we'll go and fix it, and we'll test and see what we got. So again, repair all items. We can go into build menu to check where it is, and I do like the location, but it is a little bit too low. So you guys got to experiment with this. You got to figure out how you can lift and lower things. There is ways to do the lifting of it. I tried things like last night I did, I think it was in appliances. Yep, I went here and I put a radio on top. It's like half the size of the egg, so it gives that little bit of boost to the height of things, and then you can put things on it. And sometimes, I'll just show you real quick, if you can't put what you want on top of the radio, like see how it's going red here, what you do is you quickly put the radio down, place what you want on top of it, and then place the radio on top of the egg, and it allows you to lift other items up higher to where you want them. So yeah, I'm really happy that this worked. It's been a bit of an annoyance since this thing landed in our game. We've always had the access to that, obviously that survival camper tent for Fallout First, so it's always nice to be able to actually replicate said survival tent and use it at camps, and it just provides a little bit more customizability, and I'm just glad that it's all going well. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope this helped. And again, check out Mr. Church. This is pretty much where I got it from, but yeah, everyone should be able to benefit from this. It's a very, very easy trick to do. Thanks for watching.